The man accidentally discovered his daughter's name on a list of deceased individuals at the funeral home. At first, he thought it was just a coincidence, perhaps someone with the same name. But when he went to the hospital to visit his daughter, he overheard people in the hallway discussing a recent murder case. They mentioned the victim was a little girl. The girl had been hospitalized for over a week, and her father hadn't visited her once. Her mother had been with her the entire time. Sensing something was wrong, the man rushed to his daughter's room. There, he saw the doctor packing up the empty hospital bed. When he anxiously inquired, he was told his daughter had been discharged. Assuming his wife had taken their daughter home, little did he know, the deceased girl people were talking about was his own daughter. The culprit behind her death was none other than the man and his nephew. When the man's older brother passed away young, he took in his nephew to raise him. However, his excessive spoiling led the boy to bully his younger cousin regularly. On his daughter's 7th birthday, the man's wife brought home a cake for their daughter. Seeing it, the boy demanded to eat it. Despite his wife's frustration, the man insisted on giving the cake to his nephew, claiming it was his responsibility. The little girl could only watch as her cousin devoured the cake. The next moment, she begged her cousin for just one bite. Unexpectedly, the boy swung his arm, and the fork in his hand accidentally stabbed her in the eye. Thankfully, she was rushed to the hospital in time. Furious, the woman slapped the boy. Her mother-in-law, witnessing this, laid on the ground, claiming it was all her fault. At this point, the man began scolding his wife, saying it was just kids playing around and she shouldn't take it so seriously. Fortunately, the doctor came out and reassured them that the girl's injury wasn't too serious, but advised keeping the wound dry to prevent complications. While the girl was hospitalized, the woman was feeding her porridge when the doctor called her away. Her mother-in-law quickly stepped in, offering to care for the girl. As soon as the woman left, the boy grabbed the bowl of porridge. Harboring resentment for the woman's previous scolding, he poured the hot porridge onto the girl's wound to retaliate. Hearing her daughter's cries, the woman rushed back to the room. In her panic, she pushed her mother-in-law aside, causing the older woman to hit her head. When the man heard about his mother's dizziness, he immediately carried her to the emergency room, completely ignoring his daughter's agony. Thankfully, the girl's eye was saved after emergency treatment. The man, however, never once visited his daughter. When the woman called him, saying their daughter wanted to see him, he blamed her for pushing his mother and causing her illness. Just as he considered going to see his daughter, his nephew held him back, saying he was scared to stay with his grandmother alone at night. Thinking his wife was taking care of their daughter, the man decided to stay home. A week passed, and when the woman returned home to get documents for the discharge, she found her husband playing with his nephew. Disappointed, she warned him one last time to pick up their daughter the next day. Though the man agreed, his mother and nephew became restless. The next morning, the woman and her daughter waited in the hospital lobby for the man. On his way to the hospital, the man received news that his mother had run away from home. Shortly after, his nephew sent him a location pin, saying they were stranded in the rain. Once again, the man broke his promise to his daughter and went to pick up his mother and nephew. Unbeknownst to him, his wife and daughter were in grave danger at the hospital. While the woman was handling the discharge paperwork, a mentally ill patient suddenly burst in and stabbed her daughter.